You know what? When Eaglemoss makes an XL model, that kind of requires an XL amount of effort. If you're going to put in the XL amount of effort for one model, wouldn't it be this one? Call me crazy, but this is the original, okay? This is the Enterprise, in my mind at least. Let's see how they did. A friend of mine looked at this box and said, "Wow, what a bland box." And I said, "Yeah, you have to order it. If this was at the store, it would be a little bit more flashy. But this one is a little bit understated. Wow, Star Trek, really?" How do they make these? I always wondered this. Do they make the model and then like heat up the styrofoam or something and then just sink it in? Is that how like they make such a perfect fit? Does it just kind of go boop, and then they freeze it and then turns like that? I don't know. It's upside down. No, Gene. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be the other way. Gene. I don't know if this is true or not. Allegedly, Gene Roddenberry saw the model of it hanging like this and then flip over or something. Like it was supposed to be like that, obviously. And then the fishing line that was holding it, I suppose, flipped it around like that because of the weight imbalance. And Gene apparently really liked this look. Imagine if we had got that as the Enterprise, flying like that. I've actually designed numerous ships that were accidentally the Constitution class upside down. A pet peeve of mine is when I think I got something cool, and really I just got another previously existing ship, but upside down. On first viewing, it looks pretty good. That looks like the Enterprise. They didn't cheat and go with a really, really bright color. I like that. The Enterprise in the original series was actually dark. It was like a darker gray. And on televisions, actually, because of the quality of the cameras and the quality of the broadcast and the quality of the monitor viewing it, the Enterprise actually looked very green. And some people have come to like that. I actually kind of like it. I like the slightly off duck egg green look of the Enterprise as it was in TOS in its original broadcast. And I kind of have it in my mind as like a cherished mistake. And it makes me wonder if that's what inspired the duck egg color of the Galaxy class. Beautiful. So far, I'm impressed with the top side of the saucer. It's die cast. I don't see any egregious problems on the top. The Constitution class has a lot of little problems that you think are problems until you look closer. These white lines here are shorter at the front than they are at the back. It's supposed to be that way. I know. Lots of little curiosities with this class, right? That catch you off guard. If you're modeling yourself, be careful. There's only a small number of true depictions of the Constitution class that you have to go off. Everyone else seems to get it wrong. They forget all the little details. Okay, you have the TOS broadcast depiction. Okay, you have the 3D model from Remastered. You have the Smithsonian model. You also have, technically, the newest depiction, the newest canon depiction, the U.S.S. New Jersey in Picard Season 3. What I consider to be the only true depictions of the Constitution class. Go off them, okay? Don't trust little diagrams people made on the internet. They're all wrong. Speaking of wrong, the bottom side of the saucer. Bottom side is plastic, no doubt because they were trying to do the divot. The Constitution class saucer from the bottom is like a sombrero. It goes up at the end. This one doesn't. The divot is not deep enough, I'm sorry. I'll show you my model for comparison purposes only. My model is not perfect. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's differences here. And when you look at the divot in mine that I'll show you here, you'll see that this one is not scooped as deep. That's wrong. The saucer's bottom dome doesn't have the little nubbin on the end. If you look really closely at the Smithsonian model, there's a little red nubbin. I don't know what it is at the bottom of it. Not sure, maybe that's where they thought the phaser beam came out of. Not sure. This one doesn't have it. I'll accept it. I'll accept that liberty. Another liberty is the paint job on the saucer. Now you could look at this and say, okay, let's have the grid lines where it was constructed. Or you could say, let's not have them. Or you could say, let's have the dirty saucer with the scratches and the rust ring. We got none of those. We got plain gray. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. There's multiple ways you can interpret that. I interpret this model as Starfleet's idea of what this ship should look like. Therefore, we don't have all the dirt. Now, you can easily modify this yourself if you want the rust ring, that brown ring that goes around here. I'm not doing it. My favorite part of the ship so far, honestly, is got to be the neck and the secondary hull. The sensor dish looks fine to me. It's very, very soft. I can bend it with my finger. Be careful. Don't drop this. It will break the sensor dish. And the neck, fully die cast, it's the right thickness. You're going to look at this, and instinct is going to say, hold on, that neck is too thin. Guess what? It's not. The neck on the original Constitution class is like as wide as a car. There's enough room for like 2, maybe 3 people walking side by side to go down it. That's the truth. They came up with a really thin neck. I don't know why, but it's one of the quirks of the Constitution class. The spine above the impulse drive, a little bit too dark for me. I know it's darker on closer inspection. A little bit too much here. Impulse drive, I would have rathered like a brighter red paint, but we got what we got. It's not the worst thing ever. Shuttle bay looks good to me. I'm wishing we had the lights, the red, yellow, and green lights. Didn't get it. But there are all kinds of little niceties on this. Like the 3 dots here. Everyone forgets that. I forgot it. But I put it in, and it's nice to see it there. The spikes, I don't know what you really call them. These arrows that are embedded into the underside of the saucer. They're featured here, and they have the little ridge at the back. I knew it. I knew I was right. I put them on my model. I wasn't sure if it was just a trick of the eye, but they're real. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for confirming my suspicions. Hull livery on the bottom. Looks good. Easy to forget. Nacelles. Welcome to Problem Town. Nacelles is always where Eaglemoss messes up. And this is no exception. Come on. Really? Is that the Bassard collector you're going with? Are you serious? There's the box. There's what I got. A semi-transparent plastic knob over an inner plastic knob, I believe. Or die cast. Why? It's an off color. It's like peach. It's not right. If you're going to do a transparent outer shell, why would you then not do the veins on the inside? Right? Why? It's like you stopped halfway. And on top of that, I'm going to see if I can show you. The Bassard cap being see-through means that I can see through it to the area behind it. There's the inner cap, I believe, and there's glue between them. I can see the glue. It's gross. Can you see that? I can see the little globules of glue. I'm so disappointed. It looks so cheap. It looks so bad. It's the kind of bad that you can't explain away when you look at it. Terrible. Take the extra effort. Put in the XL effort, okay, Eaglemoss? You can't have a nacelle with a Bassard collector that prominent and get away with a semi-transparent peach-colored plastic where you can see the glue behind it. Disgusting. Terrible. Notice anything else? That's not right. Let's look at the other side. That's right. Hull livery. The red line, stripe on the nacelle, curves that way. On the other side, curves that way. Whatever they did to make this, the computer-assisted design took the line on that side, flipped it this way for the other side, and they didn't go back and correct it. That's what happened. I've done it myself. I've made the mistake in modeling programs. Easy for a buyer to fix. Am I probably going to do it? No, I'm probably too lazy. But it looks terrible. Do you think Starfleet would allow something that bad to happen? Look at the pennant and look at the slope on the leading edge of the stripe. Wrong. The Constitution class, in its own way, as much as we think we know it, we really don't. It's a mysterious ship. All kinds of little things jump out at you. The more you look at it, the more you realize, wow, this isn't like the other Starfleet ships. It is genuinely difficult to figure out where the phaser emitter is, where the torpedo launcher is. Where's the aft torpedo launcher? I'm not sure. The nacelles, they look straight, but actually they taper off ever so slightly as you get to the back. These sections here are countersunk into the surface. You never see this anymore in Starfleet ships. They're countersunk. Look. For a ship we know so well, we really don't know much about her, do we? They remembered the red lines here. That's good. From what I can gather, we looked at the Enterprise, we remembered a lot, we had a lot of mistakes, and we really dropped the ball with the Bassard Collector. Overall, I didn't see the XL effort for an XL model, and I'm a little bit disappointed. If you're going to do an all-out job on one model, wouldn't it be this one? Feels terrible. Yep. Eaglemoss looks pretty good in its stand. It's up tilted, as per usual. Your mileage may vary on that. I don't mind a ship looking like it's taking off like that. I think it's kind of cool. Paint apps are alright, and they remembered the T's. The little black T's. I forgot them, but I went back and put them in on my model. The stripe has the correct leading edge on the secondary hull. They got it right there. Diecast. Diecast and plastic. Diecast. Plastic. Diecast. Plastic. Well, guys, we're like 80% of the way there. Sorry to say. I paid like $100 and some for this. And I expected a little better, sad to say. Because, call me anal about these things. This is my favorite ship. This is tied with the Galaxy class. I actually prefer this over the Constitution class refit, believe it or not. Maybe I'm in the minority on that, I don't know. I just find the round nacelles and clean look of it more attractive as I get older. And maybe I'm nitpicking. What do you think? It's something I know so well, has to be done so well to please me. That's the XL Constitution class, U.S.S. Enterprise. NCC 1701. No bloody A, no bloody D, no bloody C, no bloody D.